Hey fellow patriots, welcome to Hope for Survival YouTube. Thanks for tuning in. Sorry I haven't posted in a few days. I've been under the weather a little bit and catching up from my multiple weeks of travel here at home and pounding the meds to try to get over this sinus infection. But I wanted to drop a video down to you to discuss a few items of importance, I do believe. And I think that we are going to see many of the questions that remain unanswered laid out and unraveled in this year of 2024. The first topic I wanted to bring up is China. China is currently economically and financially strapped, and they've got lots of problems economically and financially, but they're continuing their global expansion through the Silk Road Initiative, expansion of military hardware, and apparent movement from around the world. But something that has kind of been a question the last weeks, and that is at our southern border. And there's basically two groups of people who are moving towards or at our southern border and our northern border, both being supported for entry by our government. That is hundreds of thousands of migrants creating a migration crisis, and then we have thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, of Chinese males who are also coming through the Darien Gap. The difference is the migrants are having to go through the jungles of the Darien Gap, and the Chinese are being picked up on the southern tip and moved by boat around the gap, some 60-70 miles, and they're being let out at the top. And along this journey, it has been documented that there are numerous Chinese camps where these Chinese invaders working their way north to the border are taken into the camps. They're given medical care, food, water, and rest, and showers before they journey on to their next destination, eventually ending up at our southern border. And the question has been, why with the Chinese? And it's just kind of a theory. In 1979, China adopted the one-child policy. Basically, one child per family, and in most documented cases, it was encouraged that it be a male and not a female. And in my lifetime, I have witnessed numerous families who will sponsor a young Chinese female into our country to save them from death in China. And then at some point, the Chinese family would work their way to America to get their child. So if you figure from 1979 till current day, these males at the oldest would be 40-ish, 45 years of age. or younger. When you go back in time prior to 1979, historically, there's documentation of Chinese generals talking about the takedown of America. And this is the case with Russia as well. And they've often talked about how in time the United States would collapse from within and our government would invite foreign entities in to take control of our country for stability because of civil unrest and for other negative reasons. So is it possible that through a total change of ideology within our government over the last years, where we were a Constitution, Declaration of Independence, Bill of Rights based nation, and we've heard over recent years elected officials on the left discuss how the Constitution needed to be scrapped and a more current document for guidance be authored to represent the current culture values of our nation. And there's been numerous cases of why I believe there has been a shift in ideology. And the thing that often comes to my mind is a statement frequently made by a former president when he would talk about the transformation of America. And morally, culturally, education, big tech, big corporations have all been influenced, encouraged, and forced to change to the new ideology through DEI, diversity, equality, and inclusion. So we can see cases popping up all over our country where American citizens are being punished for their position and beliefs on a moral and sound society based off of our founding documents. Over on our website, at hopeforsurvival.com, I get letters weekly from folks who are followers of Hope for Survival in different professions, and they share thoughts with me and things they're experiencing. And one group of individuals is in the northeastern United States who are first responders, police, and fire. And this past week, I received a letter from one of these individuals, and we were talking about all of the changes occurring within America. And he wrote to me, I quote, "It's definitely a crazy world. Try living in this state." And I want to protect this individual, quote, the state, but it is in the northeastern United States. All the politicians are so anti-American and cop-hating. They also have allowed the state to flow with illegals and to house them. Americans are homeless, sleeping in the woods. The entire thing is crazy. I watched the Super Bowl last night. There are 2 national anthems now. Talk about a divided nation. Well, enough of my complaining today. It's good to read your articles and know there are still good guys out there. There are a lot of good guys still out there, and good ladies that are still out there. But it's very difficult for many who are voicing their concerns or sharing their thoughts because of being punished in their jobs because they are not in line with the current ideology. And as we see hundreds of thousands and millions of individuals flow across their borders and be handed free money and free cell phones, and they're moved throughout the United States freely, while tax-paying Americans are being punished for their for communicating their thoughts and beliefs. And we're witnessing a major crackdown that's continuing in monitoring everything that you say and do and so forth. So again, it is two different ideologies, and the newest ideology, which is the one of wokeness and DEI, that is moving forward as the new America. I wrote an extended length article that will come out tomorrow in the Hope for Survival newsletter, Patriot Express newsletter, number 254, that I will talk about this more. And we can see, we can talk about racial division, economic division. We can talk about how the poor and middle class are being crushed, and all these different factors. But I believe the truth is, it is all stemmed by a bigger problem, which is the new ideology of America. You're either with it, or you are basically no longer being accepted in our country. And I've even been told this in the past months by someone at the federal level, that the Constitution patriotic mindset is a thing of the past, and it is no longer representative of where we are as a country today. You're not wanted. So give that some thought. There was an article that came out in the last few days talking about how the carbon footprint of homegrown foods is 4 to 5 times greater than the carbon footprint of conventional food growing. Think about that message. And go back in history to communist countries where they did not want people growing their own food. They wanted total control over what you had available for consumption. Remember, equality. Everyone has an equal distribution of goods. So keep that on the back burner, because I'm sure you're going to hear more about that. There's also articles in America talking about programs where they want Americans to give up their homes and property, or to give up a bedroom or an apartment, maybe a garage house, to house these individuals coming into our country, and you will pay the bill for bringing them in, non-vetted. Welcome to your new family. The U.S. deficit's expected to soar over the next decade. Spend more, pay less, fund endless wars, and let the ship sink. We are already at a breaking point now as to our debt to GDP, and they're continuing to print and spend money like drunken sailors, if you will. So the news towards the America-loving constitutionalist patriots continues to become more bleak because of the powers to be. I want to remind you to remember this. Over the last 30 years, we've had both presidents from both political parties. And we've had periods where that president had a majority and a minority Senate and Congress. But regardless of political party that has represented us, the direction towards this new ideology has remained the same. We've heard a lot of rhetoric and spat and this and that, but nothing has changed. So who in the elected field is representing your values? Okay? Who represents what you stand for? I would encourage you, going forward, I would encourage you to, things are going to become more stressful, and I would recommend you find a good balance and a stress release in your life. Okay? 5 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes. You need to find a place that you can separate from everything that's going on, to get your feet on the ground and balance your thoughts, and to manage or eliminate stress in your life, because so many of the things that are going on out there, you can't change them. They're in full motion. You can pray about them, and always be thankful. We continue to be blessed. We just need to make sure that we are walking on the right path, because the momentum is in full stride to the direction that the country's going. I personally do not believe that we will see an election in 2024. It's not a prediction. I'm just sharing my thoughts. And I don't believe anything has changed that will prevent a 2020 from happening in 2024, no matter which way you look at it from. So we all have to continue to work together to build our communities, find individuals that we trust, knowing who we can trust, who is not going to sell us out, even though you're breaking no laws at all. It is, again, two different ideologies, and which side are people siding on, especially when they're hungry, they didn't prepare, they have no food, they don't have a garden, and they have children to feed. Who is going to stand strong, and who is going to sell out their neighbor? Okay, so keep that in mind. So anyway, I'm approaching 20 minutes here, so I want to end it. I don't want to tie up a video too long. So again, thanks for tuning in, and if you like this video, please hit like. If you have any comments, share them below. If you have not subscribed to the Hope for Survival channel, please consider doing so and help us grow. And share this information with those of like-mindedness. And stay healthy and safe. Keep your head on a swivel, and be alert, because every day seems to be bringing new things. All right, and hope to see you again soon. Be blessed, and don't forget to give thanks. Bravo Echo.